The Gulf South Conference has added women's volleyball to its roster of athletic programs. Valdosta State University has participated in conference competition for the past 2 years. The 1997 season should prove to be promising for the Lady Blazers and Coach Cantrell. In a preseason tune-up game, the Lady Blazers stretched out the old muscles, smiled a lot, worked on skills, and familiarized themselves with the season's expectations, all under the guidance of head coach Paul Cantrell. It's the third season for Cantrell in Valdosta State's newest sport. The 1997 Lady Blazers are a mix of those players who have grown up with the program and some talented newcomers. 8 of the 12 players have been in Valdosta since VSU's first volleyball season in 1995. 6 have played both seasons, while 2 others went through a redshirt season. The Blazers' overall record is 28-33, last year posting 15 wins and 16 defeats. Ranked 4th in the conference for this season, the Lady Blazers look to improve their record in pursuit of Gulf South Conference Championship. We'll speak with Coach Cantrell in just a moment. Stay tuned.
The odds of your child touching the stars are out of this world. The chance she'll grow up to be a famous architect is somewhat more down to earth. But the chances are more than 1 in 4 your baby isn't fully protected against childhood diseases. Be sure his baby shots are on schedule. Ask your doctor at every visit. Give your child the chance to be whatever he wants, even if it's a rock star. Even if you're sure, ask again.
What are you going to take?
Algebra.
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 If no one's explained how algebra, geometry, and calculus can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
We want to see our children succeed, but setting easy goals for our kids creates the toughest obstacle they'll ever face, because succeeding in the real world isn't easy. Help the effort to raise standards in America's public schools. Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
On January 8th, Amy Narvajo was saved from freezing to death by the National Guard. Were it not for their employers giving them the time to answer the call, this story might have had a different ending. To every employer who supports the Guard and Reserve, thanks for making us your business.
Welcome back. Since volleyball was revived at VSU, Coach Cantrell has had the challenge of putting his program on the Gulf South Conference map.
I've been the head coach since 1994. They brought me in the fall of 1994 to start the program from scratch. The program had been dead since the 1980, so I did resurrect the program. First season was 1995, so I'm going into my 3rd year of competition, my actual 4th year at the university.
Despite a rash of injuries to key personnel, the Lady Blazers still managed to secure their first bid to the Gulf South Conference tournament. In addition, Cantrell and his team have compiled a fantastic record for such a young team. To make a repeat trip, VSU must replace some seniors' firepower lost to graduation. We asked Cantrell about his winning tradition.
I think in a very short period of time, because of the fact that the tradition died in 1980, there is no tradition before us. So everything that we do here is tradition starting. One of the very first things that we wanted to make sure that this program was based on was good, sound, fundamental kids. we decided to start with some players possibly that, while may not have been the greatest athletes in the world, they were certainly getting it done in the classroom. They were getting it done off the court and in their lives. And it's because of that, we are now able to recruit high caliber players as well as basically anybody we want from the area.
Cantrell served 1 year as the assistant women's volleyball coach for his alma mater, Morehead State. He's assisted by Ryan Reibel. The PA announcer is Greg McElveen, and Jamie Corr serves as volleyball SID. The area most affected by graduation, the swing hitter, will be a wide-open race for starter. Middle hitters are not lacking. Jennifer Nelms and Kim Caffarelli return to start the new season off strong. For setters, the Blazers senior captain, Kristen Pennington, will look to regain the position she lost after going down with a season-ending injury. But the Lady Blazers don't lack respect.
With the ranking that we have, we're starting to see the respect that the school has overall and that the volleyball program is deserving and is developing. In only our third year, I think we've already established ourselves as one of the teams to beat year in and year out.
We asked Coach Cantrell who some of his standout players were going to be for the season. With the lack of upperclassmen and the influx of freshmen with budding talent, it's a fair assessment to suggest that it's hard to choose one.
Well, I think that list has got to start with Jennifer Nelms, who was number 10. In tonight's scrimmage, especially in the first game, she was very dominant, controlled the net very well. Jennifer was the only preseason All-Gulf South Conference athlete at this school this fall, so we're very proud of that. Jennifer has been second on the team in kills both her freshman year and her sophomore year. Freshman year, she was Gulf South Conference Freshman of the Year. So we feel that she is certainly qualified to step up and take a lot of the offensive load on her shoulders this year. We'll also see a great deal of leadership from Jody Johnson and from Kristen Pennington, both of which are setters. Kristen tore her ACL last year, so she certainly looks like she's back. Jody was the player that sort of became a setter late last season and took us to 5 of our last 7 victories that put us in the conference tournament. So she's come lately to the setting position, has done a fantastic job. So it's a battle, and that battle's still wide open, so we'll have to wait and see who wins it.
What Coach Cantrell likes is that any battle among players is bound to help the overall team effort.
When you're playing matches that could go as long as 2.5 to 3 hours long, you're going to see situations that the team's going to have to be very cohesive. If there's any kind of a chink in that armor, then it's going to show up very quickly. And we feel very confident that, that slowly but surely that's developing. All of these players, except for the freshmen, have been on this team since it originated in 1995. And through using the red shirt regulations of the NCAA, we've been able to stretch out that class. So these kids have been together for 3 years, and so I think you're really starting to see the effects of the cohesiveness build over time.
Paul Cantrell's analysis of the game and highlights next.
Do you think you have the power to change the world?
I can shape the future, one child at a time.
I know I can make a difference in those children's lives, and I know I have.
Who knows where my influence may stop?
I teach.
I teach.
I teach.
Yes, they're teachers, but to the kids they reach, they're heroes.
I think I have the power to change the world. The influence is always there.
Do you have the power to wake up young minds, to be someone's hero, to change someone's life? Reach for that power. Teach. If you want to make an impact on our future, call 1-800-45-TEACH. Want to change the world?
I teach. I teach.
I teach.
I teach. I teach.
Be a teacher. Be a hero.
I'm Barbara Martinez's brother.
We support Lady Blazers Volleyball! Yeah!
I support Lady Blazers Volleyball. It's fantastic.
Vince and Larry here to remind you that with or without airbags, kids belong in the back seat. Right, kids?
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your kids in the back seat.
We know we can count on you to do what Smokey says.
Only you.
No, you don't play with matches. That's not cool. Tell mom and dad to break them, stomp them. Yeah, that's the rule.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Valdosta State University played host at the Shoney's All-Georgia Challenge. The team had a great showing, as Paul Cantrell discusses.
Shoney's in All-Georgia Challenge, and this is our first match of the year against Brenau University. Brenau's in its second year of volleyball out of Gainesville. You know, we're going to look a little rusty. The only thing we've played is ourselves in practice, so you're not really sure what to expect going into this thing. We really did not know a whole lot about Brenau. We knew they had a couple of junior college players, but we felt like it was a situation where if we played what we call, quote, our game, that we could do whatever we wanted. We had a good crowd, good number of attendants, and that was a positive. Brenau, it never really seemed like it was a very close match, but yet at the same time they made some nice plays. There's Barbie Martinez getting dug, but she gets way over top of their block and hits the ball nearly straight down. And Barbie's done a fantastic job. There's another dig by her going right back to her. She goes off the hands, keeps it in play, which has definitely been a theme for us. Their, quote, go-to hitter was number 6, the girl that just hit it in the bottom of the net, and that was for game 1. I'm looking pretty confident, I guess, there. They go, and again, that's Tiki Foal, who is their, quote, go-to player. We dig her, and then Kim Caffarelli makes a little bit of a freshman mistake. Puts the ball in the bottom of the net that she should get over. We make a receiving error there by Barbie Martinez. So, you know, we're not playing a great volleyball match at this point. And a lot of that I definitely consider as just first game jitters. Brenau really helps us out by not really playing much better than we were. Kristen Pennington there, returning from her ACL injury. You can see the knee is heavily taped and with the big cumbersome knee brace on. Definitely takes a step away from her quickness. But that's what her chosen path is now. She's going to have to just live with it. Here they make a nice play, keep the ball in play. And we pass a free ball and we pass it over the net. And I think that not only were we not expecting to pass it over the net, they weren't expecting to pass it over the net. They ended up blowing the play. Again, a lot of errors from Brenau, and this was the reason we do the Shoney's in All-Georgia Challenge is to give Georgia teams a chance to play a game against other teams that have not yet played. And that way everybody's sort of in the same boat. It's your first match. It's not going to be the most aesthetically pleasing volleyball you're going to see.
The Lady Blazers take game 2, 15-8.
That I don't know if I'd call them younger or just more inexperienced players. Here we make a terrific set going back to Kelly Barbie. Unfortunately, for some personal reasons, Kelly decided that she needed to make some other decisions in her life and is no longer with our team. There we have Kim Caffarelli getting a stuff block in the match. They're two of their key players, number 6 and 7, and 6 being the Tiki Foal. This nearly takes out the bench, and that ends our first match versus Brenau.
Next for the VSU Lady Blazers, Georgia Southwestern State. VSU improves their record to 2-0 on the season. Let's go to Cantrell's analysis.
Now we're up against one of our old nemesis, Georgia Southwestern. And thanks to the chancellor of the school, the University System of Georgia, and now Georgia Southwestern State, whatever you want to call them, they weren't looking too sharp against us early. 13-6, I believe we win the first game of that match, 15-7. Then we go into game 2. And again, continuing that type of domination. We're looking just to close this thing out. I think it was probably a better played match by us than the Brenau match. We get a little bit more emotionally ready for Georgia Southwestern. We've had some close contests with them. They beat us last year at their place in September in a 5-game match. Nice little hustling play here. Trying to keep the ball in play, and Kristen Pennington just tries to put a little bit too much on it. Knows she made the mistake as soon as she made it. And again, the kind of mistakes that we encourage here at Valdosta State are ones of being aggressive. And that's certainly the case there.
And another service ace.
A service ace to end the match, very typical. We try to serve very aggressively whenever we're playing Georgia Southwestern.
September 6th, VSU downs Georgia Southwestern 15-3, 15-6, 15-8. Versus Brenau, the Lady Blazers win in 3 sets, improving to 2-0 on the season. September 7th, the Lady Blazers drop to 2-1, losing in 3 sets to Armstrong Atlantic. We'll see highlights after these messages.
Why would anybody give someone they don't know a gift? They do it because this gift saves lives. And the need for it is desperate. We need over 20,000 people to give this precious gift every day. Please give blood. There's a life to be saved right now. Call the American Red Cross at 1-800-GIVE-LIFE.
Adam has a disease that's making him tired, stunting his growth, and breaking down his immune system. A disease affecting over 12 million children. A disease that's totally curable. It's called hunger. Second Harvest is America's food bank network. Just call your local food bank to help.
Michael Jordan, UNCF, take 1.
We're here to tell you about the College Fund. It was set up to help deserving kids get a chance to be what they want to be. Are there any future doctors in the house?
Yeah!
Any scientists?
Yeah!
What about teachers?
Yeah!
All right, now who's going to play professional basketball? Come on. It's a good job. Please join me and support the College Fund. Your mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Yeah!
I think we did really well for our season opener. I'm really excited about this season. We all played together as a team, still getting a little bit of the kinks out, but besides that, yeah, just about everybody, I think, got an opportunity to play and experience what it's like to play in a collegiate game, which is good.
I think we performed great. We came out and played hard, and we stayed focused, and we need to do that tomorrow.
Gulf South Conference updates. Starting the season 2-1. The Lady Blazers fell to 2-2 when they took on North Florida, dropping 3 sets on the road. September 12th at the UNA Lady Lion Challenge, Wayne State proved more dominating, beating VSU in 3 sets, while Ouachita Baptist went 5 sets to win a close one. The Lady Blazers fell to a record of 2-4. Versus Christian Brothers University, the Blazers rebound, winning in 3 straight sets. But in a 4-set decision, the University of North Alabama pushes the season record for VSU to 3-5 on the year. September 16th, the Lady Blazers defeat Albany State, easily winning in 3 sets at home, improving the record to 4-5 overall. The Gulf South Conference is made up of two divisions. The Eastern Division includes University of Alabama in Huntsville, Lincoln Memorial University, University of Montevallo, University of North Alabama, the Lady Blazers of Valdosta State University, University of West Alabama, and State University of West Georgia. In the Western Division, Arkansas Tech University, University of Central Arkansas, Christian Brothers University, Henderson State University, Mississippi University for Women, and Southern Arkansas University. Armstrong Atlantic takes on VSU at the complex. Coach Cantrell with the analysis.
A 6-foot middle blocker from Cologne, Germany, number 13, Micah Berenson.
Here we go, finally the championship game of the Shoney's In All Georgia Challenge. Everybody's getting ready for a big one. Us versus Armstrong Atlantic, the defending champion. Here we call it a commit block with Jennifer Nelms staying with Christy Spires from Armstrong. That ends up in a stuff block to start this thing out. We're very pleased to get that one right off the bat. Here we have a ball we probably should put away. Jennifer Nelms hits it out of bounds, just mistimed her jump a little bit. Armstrong's led by two players from Germany, both of which are what you would consider non-traditional students in the fact that they're 24 and 25 years old. Late in this match, we certainly see that age and experience really come into play. And there's an excellent example of it in Game 1 where their German player, number 13, really is just older than a 17-year-old freshman in Kim Caffarelli and just able to do some things that Kim just hasn't seen before. And not that I'm too worried about it. She'll catch up with her eventually. Our matches with Armstrong in 95 when we played them, we dominated them. In 96, they dominated us. And so far, it looks like in this one that they're going to end up, going to be able to put them away. We're still not playing the best volleyball that we possibly can, making some mistakes. Good news is they're making just as many as we are. So we still have a chance to win this first game. And, it's like the best of 7 basketball series you see in the NBA. You win the first game, you usually have a good chance of winning the entire contest. So there Barbie Martinez keeps a ball in play, and actually they misplay it more than she really got a kill out of it. And that gives us Game 1 and a lot of confidence going into Games 2 and 3. Jumping ahead. And right here, we're in Game 3, and we are not playing very smooth volleyball whatsoever, making bad setting decisions, making bad sets, making bad passes, and having bad swings. So we are really not playing a very neat volleyball game, and it's starting to take its toll. Players are getting frustrated with themselves and frustrated with their teammates. Armstrong is doing a better job on defense, or they're digging balls that they ordinarily would go down. They're able to keep up. We've lost Game 2, and we're struggling right now to stay in Game 3. And really and truly, it's not looking too good for the home team, so to speak. They go outside to their German player, who lets a ball go out of bounds. Here we're in serve receive, setting Jennifer Nelms on the slide, and their German player gets a great stuff block to end Game 3. So now it's 1-2. They dominate that, and as you can see from the clips, we were not playing very well. So now we go into Game 4. We make a setting change. And we start slowly but surely crawling back into this match. We ended up, the match started, I believe their score was 7-1 in just the blink of an eye. And volleyball is a very quick sport in the fact that if you're not totally, if you're not totally concentrating on what you're doing, this thing can be over in a hurry. And fortunately right here, we start getting back in it slowly but surely. And Here we got Metcalf. She's serving short. We know that they're pushing the ball outside. We get it off the block. Kristen gets called for a setting violation. She was doing the best that she could with what she had to work with right there. Armstrong's a team that is vastly improved over what it has been in the past couple of years, and international players and junior college players have certainly put them in an advantageous position. This thing's turning into a nail-biter, 12-12. You know, we're doing everything we can think of. We're going to our big gun, Jennifer Nelms. She puts one away here. She's really stepped up. This is her junior year. It's time for her to step out of the shadows of some players in the past. It's 14-13, and you think we may be able to take this one. Julie Kolacik gets a bad set, keeps it in play. Their German player takes a ball off of Kim Caffarelli's hands out of bounds, and that's the end. For Valdosta State, we had two players on the all-conference or the all-tournament team. Julie making the team as a freshman, it speaks bounds about what she's able to accomplish, especially in her skills as ball control. Barbie was a clutch player for us all weekend. When we needed a lift, she was always there to give us a lift. So I think those two individual efforts certainly should be applauded. But at the same time, I think Kim Caffarelli, who played two very slow games and then started getting things coming again alive in games 3 and then games 4, we saw her pick up the level of play. I'm hoping that we can stay on the upside. Well, maybe we certainly have a better chance of holding on to a winning record than Mike Kelly does. But I feel bad for Mike because, I mean, this has certainly not been an easy transition for him.
We'll be right back.
If you don't stop someone from driving drunk, who will? Do whatever it takes.
We want to see our children succeed. But setting easy goals for our kids creates the toughest obstacle they'll ever face. Because succeeding in the real world isn't easy. Help the effort to raise standards in America's public schools. Call 1-800-96-PROMISE.
Also, don't forget September 16th at 7 o'clock versus all...
Watch for Inside VSU Volleyball this fall, Thursdays at 6 p.m., featuring the Lady Blazer volleyball team, hosted by Cammie Pinson and Coach Paul Cantrell. The telecommunications area, in conjunction with Communication Arts and Valdosta State Athletics, is pleased to bring you bi-monthly updates on the Lady Blazer volleyball season. Coming up next is Wildcat Tradition, followed by the Mike Kelly Show. You're watching VSU-TV, Channel 12.